Welcome, people. Ain't nobody in here yet. You understand what I'm saying? But I need to go ahead on and get started because I got people coming, and that's a lot of reason why uh, my time has been like it's been. Ain't be able to get on my grind like I should because of all the kinds of interruption. So I guess y'all wondering who is this right here? Okay, this is a story that somebody brought to my attention. This is a story that somebody brought to my attention like 3 days ago. Was it 3 days ago? Yeah, I think it was 3 or 2 days ago. So I looked it up. Lord and behold, damn, this girl here ain't telling the same damn kind of story that uh Big Face ain't is telling. Risa Tisa. So I so damn. So this is where Risa Tisa got her. This is where y'all thumb up the live. Come on, thumb up the live. I said, so this is where Risa Tisa got her idea from. Cause yeah, ask me, and I know you will. Her shit made up too. I listened to it. I probably got to about. I say probably about the. I think I went through 1 through 6 or 1 through 7. After a while, I was through. I was tired of listening to the bullshit because at that point there, I knew it all was. I mean, when a person drags something out and the way it was just like I said, listening at her tell the story, I knew it was bullshit. I went and so after I realized it was bullshit, I went on to the end to the I saw the thing said finale, and the finale is the same bullshit how the finale was when with Risa Tisa. All the damn drama that went on in these people's lives, they have a motherfucking ending as if it was a warm day walking in the park. What? Nigga didn't go to jail. Nigga didn't. I mean, you know what happened. So again, I'm just let y'all hear how her story started out, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Where Tisa got her idea from was to come up with the same damn story. Don't y'all forget to hit the
And now I
like.
can tell my story.
Right, your
I ain't
story.
mad at nobody
Ain't no
or nothing,
need.
but it was so fucking crazy. Like Lifetime Movie Network,
See, did you
they not
see?
side my race. No, never again.
Didn't Risa Tisa say the same thing? I never thought that I would live a lifetime on Netflix. Y'all bitches is crazy. I know, cause shit. I'm just saying, y'all. That's why I told you, y'all want to argue at me. These motherfuckers making up these stories. And ain't nothing wrong if you want, but don't come up here trying to scam people as if y'all actually went through this type of life. Cause hers is real stupid. This one here is.
Ever in life will I ever date outside my race? Never, ever again. Me, Larry, he dressed it up real good on me. Lying ass Larry, law contract scamming ass Larry, evil low down cold hearted ass Larry. Don't give a fuck about nobody but himself ass selfish ass Larry. Beware, cause he'll come off as your knight in shining motherfucking armor and leave that motherfucker as the devil in sheep clothing. Look out. He on the loose. Boom, met him on Facebook.
Look, see,
Exchange numbers. He
Risa
real
met
handsome
hers on
now. He just
Facebook.
cleaned himself up nice and he look like he got money, don't he? Okay. Exchange number. We talked for a couple of days
No,
and
he
we
didn't
ended
look
up
like he had
linking up.
money.
He met me at my mama's house. I got in a car with him, which was a nice ass car. He said it was his car. He told me he put 15K in the motor. Lie number one, but we gonna get to that. So we floated the city for a little while. You know, I smoked.
Anyway, long story short, I'm gonna go and fill you in because we got to get back. We got to get to Risa Tisa. But I just brought her into the picture because I wanted y'all to see they got the same similar story. It's a few words and scenes switched up, but it's the same thing. But with her story here, she wanted to say that uh, this boy, white dude, he spent for him to say he didn't have no money. He damn sure was whining and dining her. I mean, every time she told a story, he was putting stacks of money in her pocket. They went to Puerto Rico. He bought her a car. I ain't never known. I ain't even never ever heard. Have y'all ever heard of where you could go and drive a car for a week, test drive a car for a week? Have y'all ever heard of that? I ain't never heard nowhere a car lot let you test drive a car for a damn week. But she said he had a car, supposed to be saying it was her. Yeah, I mean she had a whole bunch of bullshit in there that I was like, come on now. All the sense that you talk up here right here, and you try that like, you know what I'm saying, that and you let this motherfucker get pull the wool. But see, you know what? All both of them stories, Risa and Neat, and her name is Nunu. But how ironic, Nunu and Risa Tisa. Okay. Anyway, um, she what they got in common is both men was spending money like crazy on them. So I guess they feel like, to their offense, they want you to realize, well, if it weren't for the money, I really want to be in that damn. I want to be in that damn dumb. I don't give a fuck what kind of money a motherfucker got. I mean, some shit I'm just not gonna. Money just ain't gonna make me overlook shit. And then especially that she was better. This one here was better than Risa. She was investigating and asking questions along the line, but she still, you know, went along with him. Just like, she said that he told her the story about his daughter dying. Him and his daughter and the and her mama was in a real bad car accident. She never say nothing else about what happened to the mama, but she said that he ended up saying that the little girl passed away. Said he was going to the funeral, and she was like, and he know I won't go to Chattanooga, wherever the hell. Why not? Why the fuck not? You think I wouldn't have got my shit dressed? I would have. It would have. I don't give a fuck. I'd have called in. That's one time I'd have called the fuck it, but she gonna tell him, tell me, bring me back obituary. But she said he bought back an obituary, but it was some made up shit or something. Either way, what my point to it is, your story sounds stupid. Cause you already suspicious of a nigga. Then you gonna he telling you he going to a funeral, and you gonna say you ain't going. Why wouldn't you go? So now let's get to Risa Tisa. Cause this one right here, y'all can go you can go read her look at her shit. It's Surviving Larry. And baby, and hers so damn drawn out. She got a season 1 and a season 2. I said, I wish the fuck I would. I wish the fuck I would sit here and go through all that right there. It was killing me to go through all the Risa Tisa bullshit. Then you think I'm getting ready to go, oh fuck no. Hell to the no. I sure ain't. These motherfuckers here, boy. Let's see. Where we at? I got to find where we at though. Where I stop off at. Anyway, I get to it. Let's just go on into it.
Play arena football. I know nothing about arena football.
But a big fat ass didn't never ask what the fuck is arena football. Now who do that? But they finally, one of my subscribers told me that arena football is indoor. It's an indoor game. hmm I think I stopped at yeah. Wait a minute, we gotta go back. Let me see how far.
I asked her something. I don't remember the specific question I asked her.
She talking about the
And I don't
realtor.
even, I know why I asked the question
She
because
talking
I was
about the realtor now.
anticipating that my boyfriend at the time was going to have some sort of excuse. So I asked her something about the buyers. And I remember, and somehow,
But she can't
again, forgive me, I don't remember the question I asked her. But the answer was that it was an older white couple.
She can't remember the question she asked. And I mean, I have done that before. I can't remember what was said, but the answer. You know, I've done that, so I'm not gonna criticize on that. But why I criticize her, she can remember a whole date, she can remember what they ate, and she can remember where they ate, but she can't remember a bitch name that played an important role in helping her realize that her husband, this nigga, was lying to her. Mm-hmm. I bet you can't, because you probably can't think of a name.
Older white couple. So I get off the phone with her. I record an audio diary, and in the audio diary, I specifically say, okay,
right, Atlanta. The other one started on TikTok too.
He's going to have to get out of this lie somehow. Because now I realize, at the very least, he was lying about him being the one who was under contract.
What's up, Nay?
So I was like, what, how was he going to get out of this? Again, I've listened to the audio diary in 2024. I literally said in that audio diary, how is he going to get out of this lie?
What do we care about a damn... My thing is, what the fuck do we care that you would listen to an audio diary? You didn't play it for us? All this audio that she had, not one time through the 1 through 50, 152, did she show us proof of her. Why didn't you play the audio diary? Every time you brought that damn audio diary up, she should have had played it. Like, this is what I said at that time. She ain't got no proof of nothing, but steady saying shit. Girl, go on with this bullshit. But like I said, we'll keep on.
And something said to me,
because you still got people that believe. Hey, Olga!
He's going to say it's a bad deal. And he's going to say
Olga. Hey, Joanne.
Y'all keep in mind, I am pregnant. So, I had a decision to make. As ugly as this decision was, I made the decision, you're about to have a baby with this man. He's paying all the household bills. Let him get out of the lie.
What's up, Deandra?
And that's what I did. I purposely made the decision that I knew he was going to come back, and I knew he was going to give me some bullshit on why he couldn't buy the house, because he didn't know that I knew that house is already sold. The house is already sold. And this is the part where I said, I'm gonna be honest, even though it's gonna make me look bad. Because most women in their right mind would have been like, I'm out. And I didn't. So, sure enough, he came home. He didn't really say anything that day. The next day I asked him about the house. And he said, my friend, the realtor, he was like, I'm talking to him because something's going on with the interest rate. And when he said that, I felt so much relief because I knew that I had been prepared for he's going to give you some bullshit. So when he said there's something with the interest rate, I said, you know what? If this is literally what I said, y'all. If the interest rate isn't good, then we shouldn't move there. We should probably let this house go. We should cancel.
So in other words, she want us to believe that because she was pregnant and everything, he was paying all the bills. She was good in her comfort zone. So even though she knows, she let him get away with that lie because she didn't want to give up the fact she get ready to have a baby with this man that got all this money, and she didn't want to lose out on that. So that's what she telling us.
Whatever furniture we ordered, or appliances, and let's just look for another house. I said I would like to be moved before the end of the year. I said I really don't want to be 9 months pregnant moving into a house. I would like to be done with this before then. And the way I said it was so calm, and he was like, okay. He was like, I'm gonna call the realtor, and tell him I'm backing out of the house, and I'm gonna see if I can get my earnest money back. And I remember looking at him. I was standing in the kitchen, and I cocked my head to the side, and I said, okay, get your earnest money back, and let's find another house. And so that's how that first house fell through. So, fast forward.
That's what I'm
looking at
saying,
this to see how
Atlanta.
much
Stop.
time I have, because they only give you 10 minutes. So this is part 5. Part 6 is coming up.
You just got to hold my hand,
Subsequently,
Deandra.
what ends up happening the next week,
She'll be
which
fine.
is mid-June, I was at work.
I'm gonna pray for her.
And I started cramping, started bleeding. And at this point, my doctor, I had just had an ultrasound.
Okay.
So I went to work because the ultrasound was fine. I went to work, and the cramping and the bleeding started, and I started crying because I kind of knew what was going on. And my doctor had called me and told me that when they did the ultrasound, they did not see a heartbeat. So she was like, this pregnancy is not going to be viable. So I'm crying and hysterical. And now we're going to get into part 6.
That's why come I said that.
Okay.
That's why come I said it don't make sense. How your doctor, you just left the doctor's office. Ain't no way in the fuck you gonna leave. If they didn't hear a heartbeat, they'd have told you that when you did that ultrasound. So how did he wait till you get to your damn job and tell you they didn't hear a heartbeat? Again, I told y'all this story was bullshit.
So this is part 6.
She nonchalant through everything.
So
all that damn swallowing. That's why, because she nonchalant.
My doctor had called and
swallowing
told me
like she telling something.
The pregnancy was not viable at that point, and I was cramping and spotting at work. Went into my best friend's office and immediately started crying. She was like, "What's going on?" And I said, I told her what the doctor said, and she grabbed her keys, grabbed her purse, and was like, "Let's go. I'm taking you home." On my way home, I called my boyfriend and told him what the doctor said, and he was like, "I'll meet you at home." So he was coming from Duluth, went straight home. And so about 24, 48 hours later, I had a doctor's appointment, and my doctor gave me 3 options. First option, let everything happen naturally. Your body will expel the fetus on its own. Second option, you can take a pill which will induce expelling the fetus at home. The pill basically will cause you to contract and expel. The third option was to go into the hospital and do a D&C. I did not want to do a D&C because I did not want to be in a hospital with COVID going on.
Oh, shit.
And for whatever reason, I did not do the option of let it happen naturally. So I chose to do the pill. His birthday was June 17th, my ex's boyfriend,
It's the
excuse me, my
swallowing
ex's
for me.
birthday was June 17th. So the decision was made, we're going to celebrate his birthday that day, go out to eat. And then that night I would take the pill because we both were off from work the next 2 days, next 2 or 3 days. So went out to eat, tried
Ugh,
to celebrate as best we
that
could,
damn
and
swallowing.
then took the pill that night. That night was the most traumatic, excruciating pain I've ever put my body through. I do not recommend any woman, if prayerfully you don't have to go through that, but I don't recommend taking that pill. If you don't have to, don't do it.
You didn't either.
I spent the whole night in the bathroom, just crying in so much pain. I couldn't take, they gave me a narcotic. I couldn't take it because I found out I was allergic to it. So it was causing me to like projectile vomiting, and it was a mess. So, and he was right there. You know, he was scared that he needed to take me to the ER. But in the
What the
morning,
hell was
the
that
pain
right
kind of
there?
subsided. So
What's
about
that up there?
72 hours later, I had
A
another
piece of
doctor's
tape.
appointment where the purpose of this appointment was to do an ultrasound to see if everything had passed. Everything did not pass. So because of that, my doctor was like, we're going to have to do a DNC. My DNC was scheduled for the first week of July. My boyfriend, my ex, was going to take me. That was always the plan. 2 days before my procedure, he comes home and tells me that he is up for a promotion. He's up to be promoted to VP. Because of this, the president of the company, excuse me, is coming in, and it was going to be this huge business meeting he had to go to. The business meeting was scheduled for the day of my surgery. And so I'm throwing a fit because I was like, you there's no way you can do that meeting. Like, I need you to take me to the hospital and all this other stuff. And so he offered to have his sister
I think
take me
she
to the hospital.
said something like
Apparently
that
his
she
sister
had
lived
three
in
options,
Douglasville.
Olga, and
I
the
was like,
pill
no,
was
because I've
one
never
of
met her. Like, I'm not having a stranger take me to the hospital. No, this is a private situation. I don't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. So my aunt had offered to take me, and then my friend who took me home from work had offered to take me. So at that point, we get into an argument because he's like, my sister is, you about your family, so why can't she step in? And I was like, nah, because I don't know her. Period. I don't know her. So my
she
friend
don't even know
offers
she
to
got
take
to
me.
make up. So at this point, she doing all that slow talking and oh, I don't know. So yeah, she trying to think. She trying to figure out the next part to the story. She, in her head. That's why she can't keep up with what the fuck she's saying. Tell, tell the damn story. I know the bunny said I've been here about 10 minutes. She very irritating.
Me to the
Is
hospital
that
because I was
swallowing for
all
me? Like she just
distressed that he's saying he has a business meeting and he can't take me. So I remember being on I-75 on the connector on the phone with her crying because I was so embarrassed that he wasn't going to be the one to take me and that I was needing to rely on someone else to take me to the hospital in order to get a DNC done. And she was really great. She was like, girl, this is why you have a village. Like, it's okay. Things happen. The world is crazy right now. I will take you. You're going to be okay. So he did not take me to the hospital for my DNC. My friend did. She could not stay because of COVID protocol. So when they wheeled me into pre-op after I got checked in, I texted him and was just letting him know, hey, here's the update. I'm about to, I'm in pre-op. They're going to get me
now how
prepared
that don't
to
even
go
make
back.
that don't even make damn sense. That she said that when she got there, she couldn't. The friend couldn't stay because of COVID reason. Now, how the fuck was she supposed to get home? I mean, I mean, see that again, another lie. Why would they tell this motherfucker? Why would they tell your ride? Oh, you just drop her off, but you got to go because of COVID. What? Ain't nobody got no damn gas to come to do that. You gonna give me a couple dollars? See, I'm just saying, the lies just keep going and going and going. The lies just keep going and going and going. Cause I don't think they told your ride. Now, probably she couldn't go back there with you, but to leave you? No, hell no. They ain't told her to leave.
To surgical ward or whatever. And the response I got was from his new executive assistant named David.
Oh,
now, when he
hell.
told me he was up for the promotion, he
What's
did
up,
tell
Royal?
me that part of getting this new job would be that he would get an executive assistant named David. And he did tell me, I'm going to make sure that I inform David if you get a text from this number, meaning from me, pull me out of the meeting because, my fiance's having a procedure done and I'm picking her up. So it's important that you come get me if it's something serious. So I text him. David responds. He said, yeah, Mr. Blah Blah told me that you are having a procedure done. If you need me to get him, I can go get him. He's in a meeting. Just let me know what you need. And I just said, no, don't bother him. I'm just giving an update that they're about to take me back. And David responds and says, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. So I have the procedure. I wake up and I am now in recovery. I should be in recovery 45 minutes up to an hour and a half. I wake up, first thing I ask, and I remember asking, is where is so-and-so? The nurse who was so sweet, she was like, everything went well. You're doing great. She said, we spoke to your fiance. He's on his way. So I said, okay, I kind of dozed back out, but I could still hear everything that was going on. I just could not keep my eyes open to save my life. So I hear her talk to the other nurse. And that's when she said, yeah, Dr. So-and-so called her fiance and his executive assistant picked up. And the executive assistant said that he was in a business meeting and that, you could relay to him what you need to say and he'll tell the fiance. And my doctor was like, hell no, HIPAA, I need to speak to him. So apparently my fiance called the doctor back about 30 minutes later, and the doctor informed him she'll be ready to be discharged in about an hour. You can make your way and come pick her up. He said he was on his way. He was on his way from Duluth to Atlanta, which is not a huge distance, but the time of day, one thing about Atlanta, there's always traffic. So he should have been there within the hour. I should have only been in recovery an hour and a half. Let's go to the next part. Part 7, who the fuck did I marry? So he should.
Okay, part 6. Okay, she said the executive um doing all the talking. Okay, he in a meeting. Oh, I just want to tell him that I'm going back. Bitch, no, put him on the phone. That's what I'd have done, because you don't know whether or not that you don't know if you gonna survive that when you go back there. Why wouldn't you want to talk to your husband? Hell yeah, get him. If he told you to interrupt the meeting when I call and he would answer the phone, go get him. Go get him, David. So that's a lie. Then, okay, she come out of the procedure. It won't be 45 minutes. Okay. They call him, the nurse them call him and tell her that she ready to be picked up. And this was like she said for probably like 30 minutes after she done went and had it. Mind you now, she ain't giving you no damn time. She just giving you 45 minutes here, hour here. Okay, but my thing is, then she gonna say, now y'all know damn well when the doctors and shit talk, they don't stand in the damn room and talk to each other, especially if they get ready to talk about the patient. They ain't gonna stand in the patient room and talk about it unless they know that that patient is totally teeth knocked the fuck out. But of course she covered that with her eye. She couldn't keep her eyes open. But girl, the doctors ain't stupid. They just got through talking to your ass. They know you ain't went to sleep that quick. They ain't give you no sedative or nothing, so they know no, they wouldn't stood in there talking to you like that. I mean talking about you like that. Then the doctor come out, and my thing is, what type of damn business meeting lasts 2 hours? At this point, um I would think when they called him, he should have been on his way. What meeting, business meeting lasts 2 hours? So she didn't think this shit through when she was making this stir up. She wasn't thinking this shit up through. What's up, Shelly?
At Northside Hospital
That's what's
for
up.
about at most an hour.
I appreciate you in here.
Subsequently, I ended up being in recovery between 3 to 3.5 hours. The nurses kept calling my ex, asking what's the status, because they were actually getting ready to do a shift change. So they kept calling, asking what's the status? What's the status? Like, where are you? I want to say that they called a total of 3 times and they spoke to him twice. So at this point, I knew that they were all like,
The nurses do
where
most
is
of
her
the talking and
where's her
calling.
fiance? Like, what is going
Dr.
on? He said he was stuck in traffic, and so he was making his way there. He eventually did get to Northside Hospital, and they wheeled me down, because again, he couldn't come in, just because of the protocols. So when I got in the car, and I'm in pain, but yet drugged up, couldn't keep my eyes open, I was just out of it. But I remember him calling my aunt and my mother and letting them know I picked her up. We're on the way home.
So you
So let
telling
me get her
me,
settled.
okay, I mean, I don't know how it go. I don't know, and I don't know if anybody in here ever had an abortion. But I guess I got to look it up, because what is the symptoms after you get out of surgery of having an abortion? Is you that fucked up? I understand you may be in pain, but the way she talking about like she just about to pass the fuck out.
And then I'll give you guys an update. I remember that. What I did not know was that he had texted my aunt and my mom and asked them to not bother me for like a week. Like, just please don't reach out to her. Let her just rest. I am from New Jersey. I am from an African American family. You don't tell my black mama or my black aunt that, please don't bother her for a week. I didn't know this at the time, but I'm just interjecting that part. I'm trying to stay
What's up,
in the
OB?
timeline, but he did apparently do that, and my aunt was like, "Well, I will fuck you up." Anyway, so go home.
Now this the same aunt that told her to stay with him.
Foot. I recovered. Just needed about 24 to 48 hours to just get my mind right. During this time, in between when the house in Douglasville fell through, we had not talked about a house. So I guess it was about a week later, after the DNC, he decides that, do you want to start looking for a house again? Excuse me, I have hiccups, y'all. Do you want to start looking for a house again? Because of what happened with the house in Douglasville, I felt like I was smarter.
You too damn big to be keeping having hiccups.
I want to be involved in every aspect because I don't know what the fuck happened with that house in Douglasville. But what I do know is that he lied to me. I didn't think, I didn't know then what I know now. I just knew he lied about I knew he lied about being under contract. So.
And she lying now, cause the lady, now
I
how she
said, I
said she
don't have a
didn't know?
boyfriend.
How she didn't know? Now she just said in part 5 that she said that the realtor named the lady that named she couldn't remember. She just said back there that the damn lady, the realtor back there, gave her the heads up. She said she knew he was lying back then, but she let it go through because she was praying. Now the bitch sitting up here talking about she didn't. I didn't know then, but I know now. I mean, that's why I say motherfuckers really won't paying attention when, well, I was. They won't, a lot of people won't paying attention to her damn story when she first told her. All they saw was, oh, poor Risa, man came there, he's a liar. They won't listen to her how she lied. She just said in part 5 that she knew he was telling a lie. Now, why now she talking about she trying to say I didn't know, I know now, but I didn't know then. Bitch.
Who I've never met, never talked to. I know that he has talked to him because he's talked to him in front of me. And I'm going to demonstrate on one of the
she had an
videos
abortion.
how he used to do his phone calls. Don't worry, it's coming. So we found a new real estate agent. Really nice guy. His name was Scott. I am using his real name. Really nice guy. And we told him what the budget was. And Scott was like, okay, when you guys are ready, we can start looking at houses. Try to look for houses that are empty because you can actually tour those. If it's a house where someone's already living in there, chances are it's going to be a virtual tour because of COVID. So I found a house that I absolutely, in total, we must have looked at about 15 houses. But I found a house in Smyrna that I absolutely loved. We toured the house. Everything about this house was perfect. The house was listed for $699,000.
Mm-hmm.
It was a brand new construction build. The only issue was that the basement was not finished. He wanted the basement to be his man cave. Again, I went with him to tour this house. So this was already feeling very different than the situation in Douglasville. Because we did not actually tour the Douglasville house. We only did a FaceTime virtual tour. This house in Smyrna, we toured. We toured this house more than once. And it was gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. So we talked about it. He said that he had the money. Again, the price was $699.
$699.
He said
now.
he felt comfortable
$699.
putting in an all-cash offer. If you remember on the videos before, he told me he had money in his savings from when
What's
he
up,
played
Denise?
football. So when he said an all-cash offer, even I knew you got that kind of money, like where you can cut a cashier's check for $699,000, and he told me he did. He had money in savings from when he played football, and he was very comfortable paying all cash for this home.
How is she trying to act like now all dumbfounded, like she don't know that he got money? I thought he told her in part 3 that he had money invested from playing arena football. See the lies that this bitch be telling. Then she said that he even showed her a thing from Chase Bank where they approved him for a loan of $799,000. So why? I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just saying it's bullshit for me.
So the real estate agent, Scott, sent over the paperwork. The paperwork was sent in both of our names. It was sent to my email. That was another thing that I changed. after Douglasville. Everything gets sent to me. And then I will be sure that he signs it. So he sent it to me. I looked over the offer. We were going to put in an all cash, full price offer with a request to have the basement finished. Also, we were requesting for the seller to give us an answer within 24 hours. Um, we were requesting a quick closing. These are just some of the things I remember. I remember 24 hours, like I didn't want to wait on y'all think about it. 24 hours, let us know if you're accepting the offer or not. And then also a quick closing because it was a new construction. So we didn't have to wait for the current tenant to move out. We didn't have to do that. So I watched in our bedroom as he pulled it up because it was a electronic document. He signed his name to the offer for $699,000 cash. He requested again the seller let us know in 24 hours if they were accepting the offer. So we submitted the offer at around 6 p.m. We were requesting that by 6 p.m. the next day, they let us know if the offer was accepted or not. I watched him sign the offer. I sent the offer back to Scott from my email. All parties had signed. Scott texted us and said, I got it. I'm submitting it. I will let you know what they say. Let's go into part 7.
Bernice said, I just don't understand this female at all. I think she just trying to get paid. Oh, she don't got paid, baby. This shit here, yeah, she got paid. What, how long ago this she did? Yeah. Yeah, she blew up on TikTok. I think the last, well, I ain't went and checked, but I was listening to somebody else that were talking about it. I think they said she was at 2 million people on TikTok. And hell, she don't went viral. Said people were sending her cash apps and all this other shit. They wanted to start a GoFundMe for her fat ass. And I mean, I'm telling you, she got rich quick off a little damn scheme that she played half the nation on. I mean, cause she not just plain people talking about her. You got famous people talking about her. She was on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne them, and just hilarious. All of them talking about her ass. Then you got Zoe talking about her. So yeah, she blew the fuck up. She didn't just hit the regular people. She hit the famous people too. So she got paid off this bullshit. Damn sure did. They got paid off of it. Cause that go to tell you how much people pay attention to detail. They jump the world will jump on some negative shit real quick before they sit down and analyze it. Not me. I don't give a fuck how big it sounds when you telling it to me. Even when she was telling it, I was like, this shit don't need say. Ain't no way in the fuck. Ain't no woman this damn. I don't give a fuck how much money a motherfucker got. Ain't no woman this damn stupid. Just like Olga said, you remember when you buy a house, Uncle said you remember everything. Who don't? You remember every damn thing. Because of the hassle, especially, why wouldn't she remember everything of all the hustle and bustle and shit that she going through? Mind you now, she keeps the audio diary that she go in the damn closet and talk through here and there. So how is it you don't remember shit? Why we ain't never heard this audio diary? That's what I want to hear. Atlanta, so our society called this winning. It is all fake. It is all fake. Meh. Atlanta said, if something doesn't make sense to my third ear perk up. Okay? Okay.
Sorry. Let's go into part 8. Good grief, this is getting long.
Let's go. You telling lies.
So I just want to clear up some things that I realize is kind of creating some confusion. So just allow this video to serve as a stop sign. Let's clarify. First of all, the story, background. He was born in Philly, raised in Philly, and moved to Augusta. Story is that he moved to Augusta for high school. After high school, he went to college at San Diego State. Enjoyed San Diego State, stayed in San Diego for quite a while. Got married out in California, had a house in California, played arena football out in California, but his family was back here in Augusta, Georgia. He still had a lot of family up in Philly, but for the most part, he had a sister in Augusta, he had a sister in Douglasville, he had a brother in Baltimore, he had another brother in Philly, and he had a brother in Nashville. So I just want to clarify that in terms of not the demographics, but the geography. Born in Philly, came to Augusta for high school, went to San Diego State for college, played football, stayed at San Diego, got married out there, but still had quite a bit of family here in here in Georgia. He also had a sister, I think I said, who lived in Douglasville. I have physically met his aunt who lived in Augusta. I've met his brother who lives in Augusta. I have spoken on FaceTime with a brother who lives in Baltimore. And then I will demonstrate how he used to talk to the brother that lives in Philly. That's coming up. You haven't missed that. In terms of the proposal, you did not miss the story of the proposal. I simply didn't want to share it because it was embarrassing. Basically, he gave me 3 ring options. We went to a jeweler at the Mall of Georgia. He had me pick out 3 rings.
What's up, cutting boy?
I told him which one I liked the most because I knew it wasn't a romantic proposal at all. I knew which ring I liked the most. I told him which one. He basically said, when I'm ready, I'll give you the ring and I'll propose. Fast forward about, I guess it was summer because I was actually pregnant when the ring came. We were sitting at the dinner table.
There she go. There it go. Part 8. Now this bitch said she was pregnant. Now didn't y'all hear that? That's exactly what I was waiting for. She said she was pregnant. They were sitting at the dinner table. Now, no, this ain't talking about the damn. This ain't talking about the baby that she just lost. Let me rewind it because this is the part that I've been waiting for, and where I was trying to find. Now, y'all keep in mind, she said she was pregnant. Keep in mind, this bitch said she was pregnant. And she don't say nothing else about no damn baby through it all. After she said this, well, I gotta play that back. I'm sorry, y'all.
I will let you know what they say. Let's go into part 7.
8.
Sorry. Let's go into part 8. Good grief, this is getting long. Okay, so I just want to clear up some things that I realize is kind of creating some confusion. So just allow this video to serve as a stop sign.
No, that bitch said she was pregnant.
First of all, the story, background. He was born in Philly, raised in Philly, and moved to Augusta. Story is that he
Who
moved to
gives a
Augusta for
fuck?
high school.
I don't even know
After
why
high
she even
school,
went
he
back
went to
through that
college
anyway.
at San Diego
Who gives a
State.
damn?
Enjoyed San Diego State, stayed in San Diego for quite a while. Got married out in California, had a house in California, played arena football.
I guess she
out in
think because she
California,
talking
but
soft,
his family was back
it makes
here
it more
in
believable.
Augusta, Georgia. He still had a lot of family up in Philly, but for the most part, he had a sister in Augusta, he had a sister in Douglasville, he had a brother in Baltimore, he had another brother in Philly, and he had a brother in Nashville. So I just want to clarify that in terms of um, not the demographics, but the geography. Born in Philly, came to Augusta for high school, went to San Diego State for college, played football, stayed in San Diego, stayed at San Diego, got married out there, but still had
She
quite a bit
can't
of
get it
family
right because she
here in
lying.
Augusta, here in Georgia.
Look, that
He also had a
swallowing
sister, I
shit.
think I said, who lived in Douglasville. I have physically met his aunt who lived in Augusta. I've met his brother who lives in Augusta.
What's his name? What that
I
name
have
is?
spoken on FaceTime with a brother who lives in Baltimore. And then I will demonstrate how he used to talk to the brother that lives in Philly. That's coming up. You
What's
haven't
up,
missed that.
Shalana Ray? We don't give a fuck about
In
that.
terms of the proposal, you did not miss the story of the proposal. I simply didn't want to share it because it was embarrassing. Basically, he gave me 3 ring options. We went to a jeweler at the Mall of Georgia.
Nigga, that
He had
swallowing.
me pick out 3 rings. I told him which one I liked the most because I knew it wasn't a romantic proposal at all. I knew which ring I liked the most. I told him which one. He basically said, when I'm ready, I'll give you the ring and I'll propose. Fast forward about, I guess it was summer because I was actually pregnant when
Okay.
the ring came. We were sitting at the dinner table. He took the ring box out of his pocket, slammed it on the dinner table, and I was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Open it." I opened it. Inside was the ring that I had wanted, that I had chosen at the jeweler, and he was like, "All right, so this means that you're gonna be my wife." I was pregnant. So again, when I asked y'all to give me grace, it's because there are certain things that's just like, girl, what was you thinking? Trust me, there's no excuse. Um, so there was never a, will you marry me? It was more of a, we're living together, we're having a baby together, we need to get married because the backstory also was that his dad was a retired police officer, but at one point his father was a pastor. So he could quote the Bible like nobody's business, as we all know. So can Lucifer. But anyway, he could quote the Bible like no one's
You should
business.
know, demon.
And so that's how we ended up engaged. And I was wearing a ring. I will find a picture and I will try to post it. But I was wearing the ring.
Never did she
Don't
post
worry,
it.
there's more to that story as well. So just wanted to clarify some things for the people who were like, wasn't it weird that he had a sister who um, lived close, but he's from Philly? So I just wanted to definitely bring clarity to what he told me was the backstory. Born in Philly,
Girl,
came
go
to
on,
Augusta
move
for high
away
school,
from that story
went to
there.
California for college, played football at San Diego State, played football and arena football, worked at Apple, and then joined a condiment company in California, who then transferred him back to Georgia. He was married in California, and he told me he got divorced in California. That is important as well. That will come up again later. Um, and so the ex wife, at this point in time, at the time that I'm telling you, part 7, which is the last video I just posted, the ex wife lived in California
No, I didn't
with
see
her
on
2
time.
kids, his 2 stepkids. The 2 stepkids were 17 and 20 or 21, but they were that age group. And he was saying that he was very close with them, so he wanted to keep a tight relationship with them. Um, and he talked to them, if not every day, every other day. He had me pick out 3 rings.
But yeah, thank you, cutting board. I think somebody the last time when I went in my chat, they had told me what arena football was, It might have been you that said it in the chat, but yeah. But she still, but even still, to this day, even to the end of the story, she didn't never tell. He didn't never tell her what arena football was. She didn't never ask. But my thing is, okay, now nowhere, nowhere in this story did she even say that her and him had arguments. Now she left off the story that she was he picked her up from having, when she lost the baby. Everything was good because he told the wife, the mom and sister, I mean aunt, they couldn't come for a week because he was gonna take care of it. That's what he was doing. Nowhere in there did she said she talked about then they when everything got straight. They went back to look in the house. He put his name on the dotted line. She saw him sign it. She signed it. So how do you jump all the way to one? How the fuck is you pregnant? Well, I know you know what I'm saying. You pregnant, not mentioning I'm just saying. In what time did you get pregnant? You pregnant. Then he come home with a ring, one of the rings that you chose, slam it on the table, and all nonchalant saying to you, uh, we might as well, we might as well do it. And that shit, that don't make no sense to me. Why he got an attitude? Why is he in this type of mode? See, again, she don't, why? If you gonna tell the story and make it make sense. Why would he come in with attitude? If this is something that you and him both wanted. Ain't that what she said in the beginning of the damn story when she met him? They both were dating to meet people that they could get married to. So, being that she found him and they found her, she found him and he found her, and they both want the same thing. Why would he come in? Why did he come in like a stranger and throwing the ring at you? Here, we might well do it. No. See, she at this point here, she don't give a fuck how she tell the story. She don't give a fuck. She just throwing shit out there to keep people attention. That's all. She don't give a fuck how she tell the story.
I told him which one I liked the most because I knew it wasn't a romantic proposal at all. I knew which ring I liked the most. I told him which one. He basically
Uncle said
said,
she
"When
keeps
I'm
upset
ready,
because
I'll give you the
she
ring
trying to make us
and I'll
believe.
propose."
Exactly. That's what that is.
Fast forward about, I
Oh,
guess it was
fat
summer
frog
because I
ass
was
face.
actually pregnant when the ring came. We were sitting at the dinner table. He took the ring box out of his pocket, slammed it on the dinner table, and I was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Open it." I opened it. Inside was the ring that I had wanted, that I had chosen at the jeweler. And he was like, "All right, so this means that you're going to be my wife." I was pregnant. So, again, when I
Again, she
asked y'all to
said she
give
was
me grace,
pregnant.
it's because there are certain things that's just like, girl, what was you thinking? Trust me,
Girl, move on.
there's no excuse.
Ain't no excuse for you
So there
sitting
was
up here
never a,
lying.
will you marry me? It was more of a, we're living together, we're having a baby together, we need to get married, because the backstory also was that his dad was a retired police officer, but at one point his father was a pastor. So he could quote the Bible like nobody's business, as we all know. So can Lucifer.
Right,
But anyway,
demon.
he could quote the Bible like no one's business. And so
She
that's how we ended up engaged. And I was wearing a ring. I will find a picture and I will try to post it. But I was wearing a ring. Don't worry, there's more to that story as well. So just wanted to clarify some things, for the people who were like, wasn't it weird that he had a sister who, um, lived close, but he's from Philly, so I just wanted to definitely bring clarity to what he told me
I think it's
was the
weird that you ain't
backstory.
got the motherfucking
Born in
ring on.
Philly, came to Augusta for high school, went to California
Roman
for
said, right.
college,
Romans
played football at San Diego
2:24.
State, played football and arena football, worked at Apple, and then joined the condiment company in California, who then transferred him back to Georgia. He was married in California, and he told me he got divorced in California. That is important as well. That will come up again later. Um, and so the ex wife, at this point in time, at the time that I'm telling you, part 7, which is the last video I just posted, the ex wife lived in California with her 2 kids, his 2 stepkids. The 2 stepkids were 17 and 20 or 21, but they were that age group, and he was saying that he was very close with them, so he wanted to keep a tight relationship with them. And he talked to them, if not every day, every other day. When I say, when I say this, I need y'all to understand. When I say that he talked to someone, it means that he was on the phone in front of me talking to the person.
And they grown
I hope
ass
that,
kids now.
because I will touch back on this. He was on the phone in front of me talking to the person. So he talked to his siblings every day. He talked to his aunt almost every day. He talked to his family the way I talk to my family almost every day. Um, and again, I will demonstrate how he used to do the phone calls. I will also demonstrate how he used to do the work phone calls, because he called me every single day from work. And he would talk to people while he was on the phone with me. And I could hear people in the background. But that's a whole nother part. So again, buckle your seats. I promise I'm reading your comments, I'm reading your questions, but I wanted to bring this video just to clarify some stuff. Hopefully this helps. And honestly, I know people are fascinated by this, but more than anything, I hope that
Ain't
there's
nobody
a woman
fascinated by
watching
these
this
lies.
and she's saying to herself, okay, it's time for me to ask some questions. That's my hope. All right, part 8 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Ain't we
So
on
we
9?
submitted an offer on the house in Smyrna. I sent it over to Scott, our realtor, and
See,
next
she
day
don't even keep up.
comes,
I thought the other one,
Scott asked
this
if we can
supposed to
take a
be
phone
part
call.
9.
So he calls us and tells us that the offer was not accepted and the builder did not do a counter offer. We don't exactly know why. We don't exactly know why he didn't accept it, but the bottom line is that we figured out later on that he didn't want to finish the basement. So the offer was not accepted. The house fell through. I was okay with that because, again, I knew he had put in an offer. So we continued looking at other houses. We found another house in Smyrna that he really liked. I thought that it was way too big for just the 2 of us. And so the price of this home was much higher than the $750,000 that Chase
You at
had
work,
approved for the mortgage.
dog it.
So what he explained to me was that he was willing to do the $750,000 mortgage, and he was also willing to put a significant amount of the money in savings on the house,
You're
which
right,
meant
Olga.
that
She
he
can't
was
keep up
now
with him because she
comfortable
lying.
going from 750,000 up to about 900,000. Again, his
That's what I thought too. 'Cause I know she just plainly because she made a mistake when she was on 7 and said it was 7. Then she went no part 8. Then she get here to part motherfucking 8. Talking about part 8. This supposed to be part 9. That go to tell she can't keep you. That's what most do. That's what happened to pathological liars and compulsive liars. They can't keep up with this shit. And at this point, she really don't care. How I told you at this point, she don't care how she tell this damn story. And you know damn well she don't hit Tamara Hall. Oh yeah, she jackpot. This bitch done went that motherfucker living Lord. That damn car she talk about that motherfucker imaginary she said made up in the story that supposed to got her. I bet she riding in that bitch right now. With a pocket full of money. The fuck?
His whole explanation was, I have the money where I can put down a substantial down payment, bring down the price of the home, and then basically mortgage the rest of it. So that was now the plan. I was not comfortable with a home over $900,000. But again,
But you
keep in
comfortable with a
mind, I
six
saw the
with a
Chase
699,000.
paperwork. So I was like, I just feel more comfortable sticking at the 750,000 mark.
But
That's
you a
what you're
broke
approved
ass.
for. Let's go with that. By this point, this is now fall of 2020. We had been talking about marriage. I had my ring. He had made VP at the company. And again, he was calling me every day from work. Um, I need to kind of explain how the company was ran, because when you think VP, you would think he would be in an office. It was a condiment company, so they actually were producing the condiments, and I'm not saying the name of the company on purpose, but they were producing the condiments in this particular plant location. So a lot of times, he would simply tell me that he walked the floor, checking in with his subordinates, basically. Now, how did he go to work? For the most part, at this point, he left before I woke up. However, pretty much he wore dress pants, kind of like a dark navy blue cargo pant, and he had
What?
a
Wait,
polo shirt with the
See,
company logo on it.
Cyrus, I know you lying. You said she had Tamarind teary eyes. I know these people crazy as fuck then. The world is going straight to hell. If they sit here, well, I mean, I don't mean this in a nasty, in a rude kind of way. But you got to know, Tamarind married to a white man too. So, she kind of nice. She probably naive and, give in, a little soft hearted to a whole bunch of shit without even paying attention to it. So, that's all. That's what all I got to say as far as that. Cause Tamarind, come on now, you used to work for the them damn crime stories and shit. So you mean to tell me what part of the shit to make these people believe her? I want to know. All they hear is that a man they feeling sorry because all they hear, they don't even listen to the story and the details that she telling. All they hear is a man came in her life and just lied and lied about. I mean, they is overwhelmed by him lying about a house and a car and all that. They not even paying attention to the story. She a damn good one, boy. I can't be mad at her. She knew how to play this shit. She knew how to play this shit well.
What I saw a lot of times is that he would not wear the polo shirt to work. He would wear like a company t-shirt.
Olga said,
He
Auntie,
would
there are
wear
more
rubber
women
sole
coming out
shoes
with their own
and
service.
the
Right. Stories,
navy
Olga.
blue cargo pants. I didn't think it was a uniform, but it reminded me of what someone would wear when I worked at Amazon, if you're going to be doing manual labor. He didn't go to work sloppy looking at all, but it definitely was not suit and tie. Nowhere near suit and tie. It is fair to note that outside of work, he was a man who he loved to dress. He loved to
She won't
wear the
body
latest
shame.
Jordans. He loved to
Yeah,
collect
it is what it
watches. He
is.
collected a lot of Invicta watches. Um, he he loved to collect hats. He wore hats, baseball caps everywhere because he didn't like the shape of his head. Um, so in terms of how he
He
dressed
collect the
casually, the
watches now.
man he could dress.
He collected
In terms of how
watches.
he dressed for work, yeah, he didn't dress like a VP. But his excuse was, I'm constantly walking the production floor, and I can't be in a suit and tie walking the production floor where they're creating the condiments that we're selling. So by this point, again, this is fall.
Remind you now, you said a ninja gotta be committed to get up early to go to a job he ain't got. But you got to remember, she didn't say he gave up her. She didn't say he gave up her his apartment. She don't know nothing. Mind you, she don't know whether he gave up his apartment or not. You see what I'm saying? She in the blind about every damn thing. But the story is made up either way. But the way I'm discussing it is two ways. One way is okay, as if the story did happen. And the other one is the way of me, every time she tell a lie, I'm pointing it out to y'all so y'all can see the lies that she told. So we looking at it in both points of view. As if, hey, we were looking at Lifetime and we discussing the movie that we saw, right? But and at the same time, I'm looking at it and I'm pointing out the lies that she telling in the story. So uh if it, far as it being the story, she never said anything about he gave up his place. So shit, all he had to do, if I'm playing a motherfucker, she ain't checking behind her. All he got to do is get up. He still got his apartment. All he got to do is go and leave there, get out the bed there, and go to his apartment and go to sleep there. She said he won't. What? Where she lived and he lived, I think she said one about what 40-45 minutes apart. Shit, that ain't shit for me to get up knowing. Okay, if I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And just to throw, mind you, now she said he didn't put on executive clothes. He still wore baseball caps, a shirt, and jeans. So he ain't really get up and get dressed. So hell yeah, you could do that. You ain't got to. If you all you got to do is stand there and put on throwing a pair of jeans or a regular shirt and bail the fuck out. Cause all you doing is going to your other apartment to sleep and eat to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Cause she said, now remember in the story, you got to keep up with it. She said in the story that it was just like clockwork. He would home. He would go to work, and he was home every day. By three, by 3:30, 4 o'clock, he was home. She could bet her life on it that every day she ain't had to worry about it. She knew what time it was when he pulled up. It was either 3:30 or 4 o'clock. He was home doing it faithfully. So they ain't shit. Motherfucker to get up and pretend when you ain't doing nothing but getting up from one house and going to the next one. To eat and sleep.
All we're still looking at houses. We're still touring houses as much as we can because it is COVID. We had
What's
found
up,
another
OK
house
Lounge?
that we really liked and a house that I really truly wanted to put an offer in on.
This the third
This was
house.
now going to be the second
Oh,
house
second
that we
house.
put an offer on. He put in the asking price, I believe, was about 700,000. He put in under asking an offer for about 650,000. I'm guessing, but I'll try to find the house and put it on the story. The reason that
Ain't
house
this the
fell through.
third damn house? Because wait. Ain't this the third house? Now they lost the first house when they first got together when she was pregnant. They lost that one. Okay, now she just showed us not too long ago. She showed us a brick house that she said that was $699. That they signed the paper, and she sent it to Scott through her email. Ain't that the second house? This right here should be the third house. Cause the second house is the house with the basement. And I think that he didn't take that one because something about the basement. See, she ain't keeping up with her shit, y'all. This the third house.
We found out that the home was sitting on a septic tank. We found out that the septic tank had an issue, and it would have taken about $15,000 to $20,000 to fix the septic tank. The sellers were not willing to fix the septic tank. Personally, I didn't really care for the house that much. I'm the one who was like, I don't really want it. So even though we put an offer in, we had 24 hours where we could pull our offer back. And so we did. Once we found out, I believe it was in the disclosure.
Oh,
And if you're a realtor, please feel free to tell me if I'm using the wrong terminology. But I believe it was in the disclosure that they told us the septic tank needs to be replaced. That's when I was like, nah, I don't want that house. So we pulled out. The house fell through, and so I was fine with it because again, I was heavily involved. I saw him sign the offer. I knew every step of what was going on. Our real estate agent, Scott, was amazing, but you will see when I get to it where he made a mistake as a real estate agent. So house number 2 fell through. We then moved on, saw a few more houses.
so yeah, she lying because this is the house 3. Because the reason they didn't take the second house, she said, was because the basement won't finish. And she said, because this is, yeah, the basement won't finish. Or what, at the first house? Like I said, anyway. Right, Olga. I thought this was number 3. Cause I know the first one she said they couldn't make the mind up. So the damn relative was like, fuck it, cause y'all playing. The second one she said was because the basement won't, they liked it and they would, only thing they would have to get the basement finished because that's what he was gonna make his cave. The basement was gonna be his cave, man cave and shit. So I'm telling you, like I said, this bitch be lying bad. Now I really see, I'm seeing the lies better now.
Houses, and then we get to house number 3. I'm going to pause talking about the houses because now I need to introduce
She gonna forget.
what happened with the cars. Stay tuned. All right, part 9 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So we're pausing on the house stuff. Let me tell you about the car. So when I met my ex-husband, I was driving a 2012 Nissan Rogue, fully loaded. It had quite a few miles on it, but it got me
That's
from A to
what's
B.
up.
It was in
Okay,
good condition,
Lounge.
but I
Easy
was upside down in
breezy.
the
Happy
car.
March.
He was driving a 2018 Ford
She do
Taurus,
lie bad.
sport mode. I know he had a sport mode on the car, and I love driving that car. When he told me how he was a regional manager, he told me that one of the perks that came with the job was that he would be getting a company car. And so we spent time going to Range Rover of South Atlanta. We spent time going to Jaguar. We spent time going to BMW. We spent time going to Ford, which was on Mount Zion in Morrow, if you all are familiar with that area. He test drove a whole lot of cars. In the end, he decided on a BMW sedan. I was there when he test drove the car. I got in the car
right?
with him.
Okay.
I loved it. And he explained to the salesperson, I'm getting a company car. I need to get a printout of the full price of the car, tax, tag, and title. Because
Exactly.
what my
Over.
company is going
I
to
know.
do
Ain't tripping.
is wire over the money for the car. The salesperson was like, okay, apparently that happens a lot. So he gave him a printout with the tax, tag, and title for the car. In front of me and the salesperson, he called the person in the finance department for his job. Obviously, I have no idea what this person's name is. But he called the person. He explained to them, this is the amount of money. He said the president of the company, so-and-so, has authorized for him to get a car, not spending more than, I think, $90,000, tax, tag, and title. The BMW came out to just under $90,000. And so I remember this conversation so fucking vividly. So
I bet you
he's on
do.
the phone in front. I'm sitting down. The salesperson sitting down at their desk, and he's like, they put me on hold. And so he's like, I guess the person comes back, and he says, yeah, the price of the car is blah blah blah. He was like, give me a second, and I can send you a picture of that printout that shows tax, tag, and title for the BMW. He gets off the phone. He takes a picture of it. He sends it to whoever. He waits about 10 minutes. He calls the person back. He says, did you get it? Apparently the person did get it. But the person who can actually physically do the wire transfer had gone home for the day. So what he says to the BMW salesperson, he's like, okay, we're going to have to do this tomorrow because so-and-so went home for the day. I don't know who the salesperson is. I can only tell you from my viewpoint what I thought. I had no reason to think this was a lie. I really didn't. Because again, you got to please keep in mind the circumstances that all of this is happening. We're inside the dealership. We're sitting at the desk of this person. He gave us the printout. He's on the phone, doing business, basically saying, look, this is how much money the car is going to cost. He's taking a picture of it. He seemingly is texting someone saying, this is how much, this is proof of how much it is. Then he asked the BMW salesperson, I need your wire transfer information. The guy got up, rushed over to, I guess, their finance area to get the bank wire information, because obviously you have to wire it a certain kind of way. Rushes back over, gives it to my ex-husband. My ex-husband's like, okay, first thing in the morning, we will get this wired over, and then, I'll come and pick up the car. My fiance, will drive me up here to pick up the car. So we leave. He felt like, because at the time that this all happened, I was pregnant. So he felt like, look, we're about to have a baby. I don't want you driving that Nissan Rogue. I want to get you something more secure, something new. I really wanted a Kia. I really wanted a Kia Telluride. And he was like, well, let's look at the warranty. This man knew a lot about cars. He knew a lot about the warranty. He knew a lot about the depreciation value. And so he did talk to me a lot about what will we get the most for our money. We test drove. When I say we,
What's up, Z?
I
Amazing.
test drove a Kia Telluride, a Kia Sorento. He didn't like either of those. He had me test drive a Ford Explorer. He didn't really care for that. Then came time where he really wanted me to get a BMW. He really wanted me to get a BMW X5. So he took me to Global BMW Imports, which, if you know anything about Atlanta, it's off of Cobb Parkway, but you can see it off the highway. I believe 285 is where you can see the Global Imports BMW dealership. He took me there. He had me test drive an X5, an X6. He also had me test drive a it was a sedan. I did not like that. I wanted an SUV. I loved driving the BMW. He also had me drive an M Series, test drive an M Series.
Okay.
So he was very adamant that I should get a BMW. The reason being is because, according to him, he had a BMW in California when he lived in San Diego. He had a BMW that he loved. It was a white BMW. He showed me pictures of the BMW. So he showed me pictures of this white BMW that he had, and unfortunately, the car got totaled about 2 months before he moved to Georgia. So he had received um, money, not a lot, but some money to get another car, and he used it to get the Ford Taurus because he was like, I just need a car that's going to get me from A to B until I get into a house and I'm much more settled. For him, he was like, I'm really giving myself 60 days to get settled here in Georgia after moving from California. But then he met me. Again, that's the story. So he had me test drive the BMW. So much so, I loved the BMW. Loved it. I wanted a dark blue BMW with cognac interior. I wanted an X5 and I wanted an M Series. So I can clearly tell y'all that's exactly the car I wanted. We were online looking for that particular car because not every dealership had it. I was okay with a black BMW if needed. But I really wanted dark blue and I really wanted that cognac colored interior. So he felt like, I want you to consider all of a sudden an Audi Q8. Let's just see how you like it. If you don't really like it, then we will go back to the BMW. I cannot tell you why he switched up. I can't. But I
Why
can
he
tell you
switch
he took
up?
me to an Audi dealership on Peachtree Industrial. He test drove an Audi and I test drove an Audi Q8. Um, I loved the Q8. Loved it, loved it, loved it. But I was tired of test driving cars. By this point, I had test driven so many cars. Um, our weekends were spent either looking at a house or test driving cars. And I was picky, I will admit that. So he had me test drive the Q8. I really liked it. I finally just told him, look, I'm good with either the BMW or the Audi. Because I'm tired of test driving cars. He told my family he was buying me a new car because, keep in mind, not keep in mind, let me let y'all know, he had met my family initially on Zoom because, again, we were locked down. He had met my family. He also had met my family in person because at this point it was like, look, if you're not showing any symptoms, maybe we can do family dinner. And so he had met my family in person. And now we will go ahead and move towards part 10 of this series.
It show if I don't know, maybe it's me, but even her background don't even look real. And I mean, how is she ain't even paying attention to the road while she driving? And my thing is, I thought she said that she would have won. I thought she said she the one that supposed to been picking out the car. Who the fuck gonna take? I don't know. Like, what y'all? I mean, but you got some people. Some of the shit that she subscribed that she be saying. Actually, you got people, real life people do shit like that. But I don't know nobody that gonna go and a month in, you still ain't decided what kind of house you wanted. Every time you sign for one, it go through. Then here it is. You talking about y'all weekend was consistent of looking for a house or looking for a car. You get one. He tell. Oh no, I don't like that one. But I thought it was about you. Not one time there she said anything about she. Oh, and I'm looking for a house and a car and I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Now one time she mentioned that pregnancy again. So we let her keep on with these lies.
Okay, part
Denise said, is
10.
she
Who
driving
the
for
fuck did I
real?
marry?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to say. I'm looking at the background, and it don't even seem like it don't even seem like that the background is real. Am I tripping? Do y'all see what I see? Maybe I'm tripping. He said, right, she over explaining and could tell. Yeah, she just over explains so damn much. Then he said, she driving for real? Is that a screen behind her? Never can tell with a liar. Okay. How do you say victim blaming is contagious? KG said, right, because she started off saying she wanted a Kia. Right. How the fuck is he done change your mind about something that you want? You know what I'm saying? Whew. Then he said she need to be reported for distracting a driver vlogging on the internet. It's reckless. Her mind all over the place. Right. He slams a ring box on the table, presented to her, and she really thought he was about to buy her a BMW 5 that starts at 120,000. Girl, but she said 90,000. Cutting bull. Z said she wasn't pregnant. I had 3 kids. You know what's going on with the ultrasound. Hell, you sleep. Hell, you see everything. Right. That's why come I said when she. That's why come when she said that in part 5 that she lost that she went to the doctor. Harper said watch the shadow. But she said she went to the doctor before she went to work. Did an ultrasound. Ultrasound came out, everything was perfect and fine. She get to work, she start bleeding and leaking or something, she said, and the doctor called her and tell her he didn't hear no heartbeat. What? See, I'm just saying. I don't know. Your shit don't make sense.
Okay, I had to sneeze. All right, so at this point, I had test driven all these cars. Kias, hell, he even had me test drive a Nissan Murano, but the main two were BMW and an Audi. He had told my grandfather he was getting me a car. He had told my aunt he was getting me a car. That he was going to, he was like, she's going to be my wife. I want her to be in something secure. So,
and then ain't it funny how now he go and slam the phone, the ring on the kitchen table where they eating it. Give her some old off the wall nonchalant. I don't care. Give a fuck about you. Proposal to be married. But then in the next breath, oh, I want you to be in a secure car. I want you to be able to do this. I don't want you. Hey, that don't make no damn sense. He give you a hateful damn proposal, but then he lovey dovey when he out there helping you, y'all looking for a car. And she call it his character the pathological liar. Something wrong with her mentally. Something wrong with her. Right. KG said they would have said that while doing the ultrasound. And see, that's what I said. I had asked my YouTube nieces and nephews, I had asked them on my other live, and I told them, I said, well, I think it was here. I said, well, how many people, cause I ain't never been pregnant. But I ain't never been pregnant don't mean it ain't, I'm dumbfounded to everything. And I know damn well that an ultrasound, you going to get an ultrasound is part of them letting you know, the status of the baby inside of you. You know, how's it doing? Is it great? Hell, they could tell you whether the baby gonna be uh have Down syndrome, whether the baby gonna be a midget, whether the baby they could tell you all that shit through ultrasound. So you mean to tell me when they told her at the doctor that everything was fine, then you get the word 30 minutes later and you having a miscarriage? Girl, mm-mm. Oh, but allegedly she works for the state too, but she should have been able to get that on her own. Right, exactly. She should have had what she wanted. KG, you literally are listening to the baby's heartbeat during the ultrasound. Right, exactly. So she would have known laying up on the damn table that something wasn't right. Why would the doctor call and say they didn't hear it after she gone? Said she sound like just as much of a liar as he is. It bingo. Cutting board. I never been pregnant either one. I never wanted children. Well, I wanted children, but I wasn't able to have them. My tubes was fucked up. But yeah, she just always around a big ass liar. This whole damn story is chopped up. If a person, y'all pay attention to that background, cause I declare the glory don't seem like she moving or she driving, and
Really
what
like,
got on the
wow,
same clothes.
Wow, who knew that he had this kind of money? Um, and so I hated the fact that he did that, because anytime he got around my family, here's another red flag to put in the United Nations of red flags. He would always talk about money, and he would always brag. I never realized it in real time. I didn't realize it until I was out of the situation. He always bragged about the fact that he could fight, the fact that he had money, and the fact that he played football. Those are the three things he always bragged about. Back to the cars. So I told him, I was like, pick one between the BMW and the Audi, because you said you buying it. So pick one. So this man chose the Audi. So he takes me to the dealership. I wanted a white Q8. He does give me the printout of how much it's going to cost, tax, tag, and title, to get this Q8. Gentleman who's helping us gives him the printout. He's saying he's going to pay this money for the car out of the savings account that's offshore. That's the story. That's what he's saying. So he apparently is asking the guy, is there a holding fee? Can I pay a holding fee to secure this car while I'm working to get the money transferred? Because obviously with COVID, it's going to take long for the banks to transfer the money. Side note, I need everyone to understand, one of the reasons why he was able to get away with the stuff he got away with is because we were on lockdown. It's crazy because it's now 2024, but I don't know, do we all remember how it seemed like a lot of stuff stopped in 2020? Now, keep in mind, that's not an excuse I'm making, because shit still got done. But in terms of business as usual just was not happening in 2020 at this time. So when he's saying, oh, it's going to take a while for the bank to transfer the money, the gentleman who was working at Audi he didn't make a face. He didn't blink.
Yeah,
He was
so
like,
he said she
I
need to
know
be
it's going to take a
reported
while because
for
of
reckless.
COVID. So basically what ends up happening is we leave. He has the printout. He calls the bank, or he
I agree
calls
with you, Denise.
his financial advisor, who does have a name. The financial advisor's name is Eric. I feel comfortable using certain people's names, especially if we find out they didn't exist. So he calls Eric. He tells Eric in front of me.
Right, KG. Lockdown didn't have shit to do with it.
I need to transfer $72,526, whatever the amount was, because I'm buying a car for my fiance. This is the bank account information. Do you need me to give it to you over the phone, or do you need me to email it to you? Pause. I can't hear what the person's saying, but that's what he would do. Do you need me to give it to you over the phone, or can I email it to you? Okay. All right, give me a few minutes and I'll go ahead and email it to you. All right, let me know. I'll call you back to find out if you received it. Okay, hang up. So I'm hearing this because, again, I'm not paying attention to, did I hear anybody on the other phone? Did I hear anybody on the other end? So he proceeds to type up an email, type up something, telling him this is the information that we need. I didn't think anything of it. He called me at work the next day to tell me that the
Olga
money
said
was
she ain't
sent
moving the steering
to
wheel.
Audi. That he
I ain't even
called
noticed. I'm
Audi,
so
and
busy
he confirmed
looking
with Audi
at the road
that they received the money. What he told me is that the car is going to be delivered to the house. Y'all, it's not that I lived in the hood, because I didn't, but I did not live in an area of Clayton County where you would have a brand new Audi delivered to your house. So I remember saying to him, I don't want that car
She
like
definitely ain't moving that
delivered to the
motherfucker.
house, not yet, because I need to put that car in the garage. And my Nissan was, I only had a one car garage, so my Nissan was in the garage. So he
Look
said,
at
okay,
that.
well, let
Look
me
at
call
them
them back
glasses.
and
Look
change
at
the
the
delivery
mirror,
date.
the thing shit in the
Can you be
glasses.
home or can you do a half day? So he's asking me, can you work a half day so that they can deliver the car and you will be home for it? I said, yes, that's fine. Because again, it's COVID. I'm working from home anyway. I only
Why
had to go
not?
in the
Why
office
ain't
2
the
days a week.
images in her
So
glasses
I'm at home
look
the
like
next
the
day.
highway? Look like
He
why you
told
don't
me the
see no
car would be
cars
delivered between the
in the
hours of 1
highway?
and 3.
Look like they moving. Is it? Is it?
Obviously, between 1 and 3, nothing happened. So 3 o'clock, I called him. He's at work. He sends me the voicemail. He calls me back. I said, it's 3 o'clock. No one ever came with the car. What's going on? And then I remember I was like, well, do I need to call Audi myself? Because I thought that you handled it. But if you didn't handle it, do I need to call them? And so whenever I would suggest I will handle it, he would get very, very defensive. Red flag number 472. So he was like, no, I will call Audi. Don't do anything. I'll call Audi and find out what's going on. Okay. So I'm at home chilling, cooking dinner, normal night. He calls me back and says, yeah, the car was stuck on the truck in Spartanburg because apparently that's where their deliveries come from. So when he told me this, I was in the kitchen laughing because by this point, I will be honest, and I told y'all I'll be honest even when it makes me look bad. I was guilty of, on one hand, I believed him, and on the other
Yeah,
hand, I
cause her
was
in them
like,
glasses
let me
don't
see
even
what
look.
lie he come up with. Let me just see. But keep in mind, my brain was really like not rationalizing, not comprehending how deep the lie
Is it
was.
cars moving
I
in?
just thought that no one told him the car was going to be delivered, and he made that up. I had no idea how deep the lie went. So he said, the car's in Spartanburg. It should be delivered this weekend. The weekend came. He had a whole other excuse. I don't remember what the exact excuse was as to why the car was never delivered. I do remember we got into an argument, and I was like, don't even worry about it. I'm going to get a new car my damn self. I don't even need your help. Which is probably one of the worst things you can tell a narcissist, because they love to be the hero. It's all about them. But I was like, don't even worry about it. I'll get when I have the money to get a car myself, I'll do it. I don't want to hear anything else about a new car. I don't want to hear shit else about a car. Because at this point, I was spending way too much time trying to figure out, are we getting a car? Are we getting a house? Like, what the fuck is going on? Always there was an excuse. So when I told him I don't want to hear anything else about a car, and I am not going to a dealership to test drive another car, that ended that whole discussion right there. So this is where I'm going to interject what I believe was happening. I believe that my ex-husband is the type of person, he gets off.
Wait a minute, y'all. I'm gonna have to end my live and I'm gonna get with y'all, all right? I'm gonna talk to y'all later because I gotta go to the door. Got company, all right? I love y'all and I'm out.